Without a doubt, the greatest update to Genshin Impact ever is coming with version 5.0 with some of the most ridiculous rewards and quality of life enhancements I've ever seen. I can't believe I'm making this kind of video where I give so much praise to Genshin Impact for what they did. I actually think that the entire internet is going to be happy with the rewards that Genshin Impact is giving, which is a statement I've literally never thought or said or even hoped or dreamed for. Let's get into it. Welcome to Jello Impact, where we build and test every single character to help you decide who you want to wish for and build. Saving the best for first, Genshin is finally giving away a free standard banner 5-star character. Incredible, insane. If you were there for my reaction, it was absolutely priceless. When they started talking about the rewards that they were going to be giving, I was joking about it, but I kind of had a little bit of hope. But then it was hope against hope because there's no way they were going to actually do it. But then they actually went and did it. And not only will you get a 5-star of your choice, but they have announced that it will be permanent and you will get a new free 5-star of your choice every single year for each anniversary. This is absolutely nuts and way above and beyond of what I expected. To be fair, I will, it's about time, right? It's not like there was any reason to withhold this. These aren't like the most overpowered, insane characters in the game. It's overdue, but at the same time, here it is. And that is something I'm very happy for. And the fact that it's every single year, like who knows how long we're playing Genshin Impact, how many more years we're all playing at this point, but you might actually be able to get yourself some powerful constellations for your Tighnari or for your Dea to actually make them really good characters, maybe your Jean. We'll talk about who are the best standard banner characters to pick, who has the best constellations. Maybe I'll actually activate some of my standard banner constellations now so I can test those out because they're actually obtainable-ish now, which is really, really cool. I'm very, very excited for this. This is going to be great. I'll make a whole video on who to pick, so subscribe for that. The next is a free Keqing. We obviously expected this. A new free 4-star for the version. It's going to be the new character. She's probably going to be a pretty good character. She's going to help for exploration. They talked about all our exploration passives and utilities, so that's great. Excited for free Keqing. I'm going to be making a video doing the pre-release for all of the Natlan characters coming out in the next couple days, so stay tuned for that. The next huge change is the epitomized path is being reduced from 2 to 1. I never thought I'd see it. I never thought I'd see the day, but the weapon banner is basically finally no longer quite a scam. Thank God. I can actually recommend people pull some weapons here and there. It's incredible. I don't believe they've changed any of the other mechanics. They specifically said they haven't changed anything else, so it's not a 50-50 between the two weapons on the banner, which is a shame. You still have a 33%, I think, chance of getting an off-banner rate up, which sucks. It would have been so much better if you could just guarantee the one you wanted. But, hey, I'll take a 50% reduction in fate points. That is a huge change, and it brings Genshin more in line with the other weapon banners that Hoyoverse has and that Wuthering Waves has and other gachas. It's still worse. The weapon banner is still worse in Genshin Impact. By the way, just because this is way better than it was doesn't mean it's not still way worse than it was. You only have a 37.5% chance of getting the rate up weapon on the first try, and your fate point doesn't carry over. So it's still worse in every way than the Zenless Zone 0 weapon banner or the Wenjin banner and the Star Rail Light Cone banner, but it is way better than what it was. So honestly, I will take it, and it really sucks to go to max fate point, and now you just won't have to nearly as much. So if you want to go for a weapon, it reduces the amount you need for a guarantee by a lot. So it's still not great, but at least the guarantee is the same as the other banners. So your average luck on Genshin will be worse, but your overall luck will be, but your max pity will be the same. So just so you know, it's a 75-25 for the other banners to get the weapon you want. And here it's a 37-63. But that being said, unlike Zenless Zone 0, you do have a 75% chance of getting those two weapon banners. So it's not as bad as it seems, or is it, you're not going to get an off rate up standard banner. At least when you lose, you have a decent chance of getting potentially a good weapon. It's still much worse. That's not really, I'm not trying to cope it, but yeah, it's definitely better. I'm really glad they're improving it. They're obviously giving, this is the anniversary plus 5.0 update. They've lined them up at the same time. So there's no longer new version update and anniversary update. It's all in one. And so we'll have anniversary and then Lantern Rite or whatever later on. So you're going to get a 10 Fate login and then 1,600 Primo Gems in the mail. So 20 pulls. They also announced that they're giving away some other amount of pulls from what I calculated, it's like around like another 7 or 8, or maybe it was another 10, whatever. It's like 20 to 30 pulls that you're going to be getting. It was kind of confusing because they talked about some of those pulls being in 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, which I don't think really counts. So I think it's more along the lines of 25 pulls. They're also really overhauling the beginner experience for a new player. So it's definitely a much better time for people to come back to the game than it was before. Like now you're getting all this stuff, obviously standard banner selector, the stuff is more efficient, all this stuff, but you're also getting 10 additional pulls for the Stellar Reunion. So that's the thing when you haven't played Genshin Impact in a while and you come back, you get a free 10 pull for logging into the Stellar Reunion, which is huge. And they're also making it so you can go to Natlan right away after you finish the Leeway Archon quest, and that you can accumulate stamina from any statue of the 7, not just Mondstadt and Leeway. So you can explore Natlan while also doing that. So they're also giving rewards for to build up your new characters like Kachina, Muani. They're giving away more rewards to level them up much faster instead of having to fight bosses and stuff, which is really, really neat. They give you enough free materials to level them up to level 60. So that's very, very cool. They're also giving you 500 gems for doing the Archon quest. By the way, if you didn't notice, Chaska is actually Animo and also Okay, and then finally, the last thing I want to talk about is they've finally done something about the artifact RNG. You now can obtain a special material that will allow you to pick not only the main stat of an artifact of your chosen type, but also 2 substats, which honestly is unheard of even for other Hoyoverse game standards. I think personally this makes Genshin the best artifact system in any of these major gachas, which is sad because of how difficult it still is. But still, being able to use this item to pick main and 2 substats, you might still roll bad, right? It's not guaranteed to still roll good, but still, that's really, really impressive. Also, sneaky reveal of the new artifact set, Genshin. We'll have to make a video on that soon. You're going to be getting one of these, like enough of these in to make this thing in the mail. Another one from, I think it was like a traveler experience thing. So I think you get 2 for free is my understanding, if I remember correctly. And then there's another one that's available from the paid battle pass in every version. So I'm guessing we'll get 1 or 2 every update, and then there'll be another one available in the battle pass. That seems like what it's going to be. If I had to guess, it's going to be 1 free and 1 paid every update. That's my guess. Hey, it's not the greatest thing in the world. Like, it's not going to change your life all the time, but it is going to help you get a main stat on set piece for that domain that you've been really struggling with, and will almost definitely increase the quality of your artifacts, at least to some degree. Of course, it could still roll crap, but most likely you're going to get something at least decent out of this, and a chance at a god roll, right? There's a chance you can get a god roll out of this. So overall, this is definitely a W. If they just gave us the main stat, it would kind of suck. But because you can choose crit rate and crit damage and goblet type, you almost always want to choose goblet. Maybe you choose circlet sometimes, but I would almost always go goblet on this. Never choose flower or feather. We'll have to do a whole new artifact guide as soon as we get the reveal of these artifacts. So this is honestly pretty huge. I'm pretty stoked about Genshin actually doing this. And this, along with the actual content of Natlan looking really, really good. Like, the story sounds really, really good. I know the presentation was quite dry, but the lore tidbits sounded amazing. Like Natlan being like on the edge of the abyss and like the tribes fighting it out and dueling it out. It sounds so freaking badass, and the partnering with your Pokemon sounds amazing, and I am so unbelievably excited for Natlan. This is the greatest update that Genshin Impact has ever had, which is crazy to say. So I love how they put Chi-Chi front and center. They were so self-aware this live stream. That was hilarious. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts, and you complainers, let me know what you're still going to be complaining about down in the comments. Take care. Bye for now.